and mute everybody real quick.
All participants are muted and they can unmute themselves. The recording has started.
All right, everybody, it's Dave Kauffman, and it is Thursday, and that means it's the Thursday free call with Dave, and we got Facebook Live coming live. We got Nathan Yoder just jumped on. Thank you, Nathan, for jumping on. We got several people on the call. Rachel Sickenberger, thanks for watching. Dorothy Koblenz, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this, but I'm just going to be kind of open and real with you here today and share some things that are on my heart. Welcome to everybody that's just joining in, logging on, coming into the Facebook Live and also on the conference call. So we'll just wait a little bit to get everybody loaded up before we get started. But hopefully everybody's having a good week. Got a weekend coming up. My wife and I are going to be going to Tryon, North Carolina. Got a board meeting up there. Mark Horst and the rest of you that just joined us, thanks for coming on and watching. I appreciate it. So the reason I was a little late coming on is literally like 3 minutes before 2. My wife and I just got back. We were down south in South Florida at doing a TV show, not a show, but they wanted to interview me about my book, and they really treated me right. They gave me a really nice award called it's the Amazon #1 bestseller award. It was presented to me on stage there at the TV show Fox 4. It's going to be aired sometime next week. Mary Miller, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And so let's see. So that's what I was doing this morning. I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm a little bit like, okay, where am I? What am I doing? Because it all happened so quick. Everett Yoder, Daniel Hostetler, thanks for watching, and everybody else that's just hopped on. We're almost neck and neck with the conference call right now. People are still coming on though, and I appreciate it. We'll get started here. No, Dave Beachy, the award is not from CNN. I don't think they give awards to people like me and you. Becky Hoyard, thanks for watching. And here's the award again, just so y'all, in case you didn't see it. It's called the Amazon.com Bestseller Award, and it was really cool. They presented it to me while we were on the TV set, the show. Steve Nisley, thanks for watching. Sadie Schmucker, all the way from Honduras, thanks for watching. And more and more people are coming on. I appreciate it. No, not MSNBC. It was for Fox News. Dave Beachy. Amanda Yoder, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. It was Fox 4 down in Cape Coral. Did a interview on my book and about my EdgeCon coming up, and I'm super excited about that. EdgeCon is happening in February of 2019, February 22nd and 23rd, and it's going to be a big deal. Got some great people backing us and supporting us and really helping us market, and it's going to be really big. Dave Beachy, you need to be sure to be there and make an appearance. Andrew Moon, thanks for watching. How many of you have this book, People-Centered Leadership? If you have the book, give me a thumbs up. And also, I want to just unmute everybody on the conference call. I want to make sure that, because I sent a bunch of them out last week, and I want to make sure you guys get them. Did you guys get a book in the mail yet? Let me know, yes or no. Thumbs up is yes, and obviously for you guys on the conference call, yes means yes. Ready, set, go. Did anybody get my book in the mail yet?
No, I didn't receive one. I did pay for one pre-order, but I didn't know you were sending them out yet.
Yep, I signed all of them, and it probably wasn't as long as I think they were. Vernon said still waiting on his. I know I signed yours, Vernon. I remember signing it. But so they're coming. They're in the mail. Everett Yoder, yes, says I didn't buy one. Is it available on Kindle? Yes, it is. You can go to Amazon.com and get it off of Kindle there, or get a Kindle there as well. Frankie Lane, go ahead and purchase one. Go to empoweringsmallbiz.com and you can get the book right there. It's an Amazon bestseller. And yeah, go ahead, Dorothy. And let's see. Al Miller says, I feel special because I got mine delivered by Dave himself. Yeah, that's right, Al. You know, my really good friends, I deliver them. Frankie Lane, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. All right, so today's subject is a tough subject for me, and I'm going to tell you why throughout the whole conversation here. You know, some really, really exciting things are happening in my life. Like the book came out. I got 2 more books coming out, and probably in the next 2 or 3 months. I can't wait. Big stuff happening. I got the award, got Amazon Bestseller Award. I got EdgeCon happening, and lots of great stuff. But I find, and I'm just going to be real, and I may even cry during this little segment here. I find that, how do I want to say this? I'm not as excited as I wish I would be about everything. And I've been feeling this way ever since, you know, August or so, and I didn't realize what was going on. I thought I had dealt with my dad and passing and all of that, and then I started realizing that every time something exciting would happen, Dad would be the first person that I call, and he'd say, way to go, son, way to go. And I realized there's like nobody that I know that I can call, that I can get that from. You know, it's my dad. Nobody else. I don't have another dad. So I was thinking all the way as I was driving back from the TV interview, I was thinking about what am I going to talk about? I mean, it's like I feel empty. Honestly, I feel like I don't have anything to share today. And then I was like, just talk about your feelings. Talk about where you are, and talk about what's important. And ever since my dad passed away, I started realizing that his approval in my life was so important. And I know he gave me his approval many, many, many times. And he gave me so much to model and so much to think about. He wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I knew that he was proud of me. In fact, one of his last words to me were, I love you and I'm proud of you. And I just got to tell you a funny story. When I was driving to Georgia, when I found out he was in the hospital, driving to Georgia, this was July 20, like the last of July sometime. I had just found out, you know, that I had to pay a bunch of taxes, and you know, while all of that is, it's good to pay taxes and everything, but it was a little bit more than I wanted to pay, and so I got there to the hospital, and you know, we were talking, and he asked how everything was going, and I just mentioned it like, wow, I just found out how much taxes I need to pay, and he asked, well, how much, and I told him, and then about 10 minutes later, my aunt and uncle comes walking into the room to visit him, and the first words out of my dad's mouth, he embarrassed me like crazy, was, hey Ruth, ask him how much that boy needs to pay in taxes. And he was like this excited look on his face, and I was like, Dad, no. And then he said, and then afterwards I asked him, I said, Dad, why did you do that? Why did you like bring that up? And then he said something I'll never ever forget about. I'll never forget this because of he had a reason for doing it. He says, because I want everybody to know how proud I am of you, son. And that to me is huge. Even though I knew it throughout my life, there was no doubt in my mind that he was proud of me and he loved me, and he told me. What's up, Wayne? Thanks for watching. He told me many times, but now that it's gone, now that he can't verbalize that and I have to remember, I realize that that's kind of the fog that I've been in, that I realized that I don't have that. I can't pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, listen, I got a big client today, or hey, this happened in my business, because he loved business. He was my biggest cheerleader. And so leadership, and I want to talk to you, Mandy, I hear what you're saying. I respect what you're saying because my mom gave me the same thing. It's definitely difficult. It really is. But I think every child wants the approval of their parents, and I think every son especially wants the approval of their father, and I think every employee wants the approval of their employer. And so I want to spend a little bit of time here talking about fathers, even though I'm not a father yet. We're getting closer and closer to our adoption. But, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but I just know that we're getting closer because we're slowly and surely doing all the paperwork. Anyway, so I don't know how it is to speak from a father's standpoint, but I do know how it is to speak from a son's standpoint, looking at a father. And there was a time that I did not have my father's approval, and he let me know that as well. But as I matured and as I grew and as I built that relationship with him, he let me know in small ways that I had his approval. And if you are a father, and even if your son is like 3 years old, start letting him know that you have his approval. And it doesn't mean that you have to just let him do what he wants to. My dad was very much of a, these are the rules, this is what you stick by, as long as you're under my roof, this is how it's going to go down. And I respect that. I think that's what kids need today. Kids don't need friends as their parents, they need parents as their parents. Parents means putting up guidelines and saying this is it. But anyhow, so that's the other side. I want you to give your child approval and blessing, and let them know that you're so proud of them and their accomplishments, whatever they are, just let them know. But at the same time, make sure that there's also this boundary over here that says you can't do this. You know, you have to have boundaries. Anyway, that's a whole other subject, getting off of the subject where I was hoping to go from. But so it was really important, whether you have a 3-year-old or a 30-year-old, probably more important if you have a 30-year-old, because 3-year-olds haven't been beaten down by life and haven't been beaten down by circumstances and you know, all of life that happens to a grown man. And so I think it's more important for a grown man to hear his dad's approval. And I just want to encourage you that if you're a father, I want you to do that. If you're a father here on this call or on the video, or even going to watch the replay of this, I want you to think about your sons, however old they are, and start downloading approval, your approval. It's your approval that they crave. And I think God gave us that little approval mechanism to go after that thing that we want, and that's approval. He put it inside of us. We all want approval from our Father, and from our peers, and from the people that we look up to. So be sure, if you're a father, that you are a person that your son can look up to. Be sure, if you're a leader in your business, that you're a leader that your employees can look up to, because they want your approval. And I think God put that approval in there to be used for my dad, for my leaders in church, for in my, seeking approval for the people but He really put it in there so we get our approval from God, so that we want God to approve of us. And I think that's so important that we understand that it's a built-in mechanism that people want approval from people they think that are higher than themselves. I want you to really get that.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
So, and I'm just trying to mute everybody here, make sure everybody's muted out. thank you guys for just coming on. And by the way, click share this message. I guess I want this message to be shared. Yeah, I do, because everybody needs to hear it. Even though I'm kind of emotional and sad, quite honestly. You need to give approval to your children. And I don't feel this way because I didn't get it. I feel this way because I can't get it anymore from my dad. If you're a leader, and you are, every single one of you that are listening to this call, every one of you that are watching this video, every one of you that will watch this video, are a leader. And you have somebody following you, and it's so important. It's so important that you show them that you have their approval at the appropriate times. And I'm not saying, if you see them stealing something, don't give them your approval, obviously. But give them your blessing. Tell them how proud you are of them, especially if they're your children. Because when it's gone, when you're gone, they're going to really, remember everything. And I wouldn't trade those memories of my dad, telling my aunt how many dollars I have to spend on taxes. That was like a moment for me that I'll never forget, because the way he said it, he kind of sat up in bed and says, because I want everybody to know how proud I am of my son. Anyway, be a leader. Love your people. Grow your people. I wrote this book because of what I'm talking about right now. This book is how to do that. How to love your people. And when I sign my book, here's what I write. Whatever your name is, I sign it right here. Let me show you. I sign your name right here. And it says People-Centered Leadership. And below it I say, love your people, grow your people. And that's my encouragement to you. Love your people, grow your people, and show them that you are approving of them. In other words, they want your approval. Greg Yoder, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me finish reading what you wrote there, Greg. So Greg Yoder said, very seldom do you see a person succeed financially, spiritually, emotionally, etc. beyond the level of approval they receive from their closest to them, especially those that should be protecting them. That is so true. And so, it really is important. And I just wish all of you, every leader, I wish that you could know and see and feel what I'm feeling, and wishing that I had it one more time. That's it. We'll talk to y'all next week.